Dear students, welcome to the business studies class. We are learning about the partnership firm, partnership business. Today we are going to check more about its registration. Registration of a partnership firm means the entering of the firm's name along with the relevant prescribed particulars in the register of firms kept with the registrar of firms. It provides conclusive proof of the existence of a partnership firm. So, we needed to do the registration of partnership business. If we wanted to do the registration of partnership, then we have to do the formal procedures with the registrar. Okay, that's what. Then it is optional for a partnership firm to get registered. There is an option. It is optional. It's not compulsory or mandatory. If the partners want to register, then they can register. Otherwise, without registration also, they can run their partnership business. In case a firm does not get registered, it is deprived of many benefits. The better thing is that they have to register it, then they can get more benefits. The consequences of non-registration of a firm are as follows. So, non-registration, in case a partnership business is not registered, then what will happen? That we can check. So, here it says about the registration of a firm. There is no, it is not necessary that it is, or there is no mandatory that actually you have to register your partnership business. There is nothing like that. So, if someone register his partnership business, then that is very good, that such type of registered partnership business can get more benefits. Otherwise, what will happen, that we are going to check if there is no registration. A partner of an unregistered firm cannot file a suit against the firm or other partners in case a legal procedures come. Then what will happen? A partner of an unregistered firm cannot file a suit against the firm or other partners. Okay, they cannot go for legal activities. Okay, the firm cannot file a suit against third parties. Then the firm cannot file a case against the partners. So many benefits are there actually if someone register his partnership business. So, if a firm is not registered, then there are so many drawbacks too. That is what actually we have studied here. The firm cannot file a suit against third parties. A firm cannot file a case against the partners also if that firm is not registered. So, it is mandatory actually. If you register the firm partnership business, then that would be better. So many benefits are there. In view of these consequences, it is therefore advisable to get the firm registered. So, better one should register his partnership business in a proper way. According to the India Partnership Act 1932, the partners may get the firm registered with the registrar of firms of the state in which the firm is situated. In every state, such type of facilities are available. The people of that state can register their partnership business with the registrar. That's what. The registration can be at the time of formation or at any time during its existence. Any time at the time of formation or any time they can register the partnership business. The procedure for getting a firm registered is as follows. We can check what are the procedures to register a partnership business. The first one is submission of application in the prescribed form. A special particular form is available with the registrar. From there we should collect the special form and do the procedure the proper way. Submission of application in the prescribed form to the registrar of firms. The application should contain the following particulars. All these details must be entered in the application form. Name of the firm must be there, location of the firm, names of other places where the firm carries on business. If the firm is also operating in other states or in other cities, that has to be mentioned very clearly. The date when each partner joined the firm, the date of joining of each partners must be mentioned very clearly. Names and address of the partners, must be mentioned very properly. Duration of partnership, the partnership duration, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, that has to be mentioned. So, this application should be signed by all the partners. All the partners must be signed in that application form. Then deposit of required fees with the registrar of firms. Deposit of required fees. So, when we wanted to register the firm, then of course there must be paid the required fees. The registrar after approval will make an entry in the register of firms and will subsequently issue a certificate of the registration. The registrar will register the firm's details in the register, then subsequently issue a certificate of registration. The organization, the partnership business organization will get a certificate of registration from the registrar. That is, these are the procedures to register the partnership business. And then we can see what is about the, now we are going to know more about what is cooperative society. Okay. So, we have already completed about the partnership business and partnership organizations, registration procedures, etc. we have already studied. Now, we will study about cooperative society. The word cooperative means working together and with others for a common purpose. So, cooperative societies are of course everywhere in our country. So, in many places many people are jointly together, they are making cooperative societies. Societies they form. More, it is also just like a company. Some people come together and they register it, and they register a society, not the company. It is also like a company only, but it is known as a society. That is known as the cooperative society. Cooperative society is a voluntary association of persons who join together with the motive of welfare of the members. So, of course, they are actually more concentrating on welfare of the members. In partnership business, what is actually their goals and motto? That is actually profit making. Here actually their motive is the welfare of the members. That is what the speciality of cooperative society. They are driven by the need to protect their economic interest in the face of possible exploitation at the hands of middlemen obsessed with the desire to earn greater profit. Why cooperative societies form? Because some people come together, and of course what they wanted to do, they wanted to protect their economic interest in the face of possible exploitation. Who is exploiting the common people? Mainly the middlemen. So, the common man wanted to escape from the exploitation of middlemen. That is why they form cooperative societies. Okay. So, middlemen obsessed with the desire to earn greater profit. What is the goals and desire of middlemen? They wanted to earn more profit. So, in order to gain more profit, what they do? They wanted to exploit. They always exploit or cheat the common men. That is why these common men wanted to escape from the middlemen. That is why they form cooperative society. The cooperative society is compulsory, required to be registered under the Cooperative Societies Act 1912. Okay. So, here earlier we studied about the partnership business. Partnership business can be registered, or without the registration also that can work, but better do the registration, then they will get more benefits. Here actually the cooperative societies societies must be, that is must be registered. There is a compulsory and mandatory and necessary that must be registered under the Cooperative Societies Act 1912. The process of setting up a cooperative society is simple enough, and at the most what is required is the consent of at least 10 adult persons to form a society. Someone wants to form a cooperative society, then at least 10 adult mature persons to come forward, and they have to register their cooperative society under the Cooperative Societies Act 1912. The capital of a society is raised from its members. Who will give the capital? The members has to find the capital, working capital. Through issue of shares also they can, the capital of a society is raised from its members through issue of shares. They can also issue shares and contribute that money. The society acquires a distinct legal identity after its registration. So, a legal identity these type of societies gain after the registration. So, we can trust cooperative societies because some people come together forward in the society and they form the society, cooperative society. Their ultimate aim is to the welfare, create more welfare of the members. That is what actually. Then we can see what are the next point, the features of cooperative societies, or the characteristics and significance of cooperative society. The characteristics of a cooperative society are listed below. What is voluntary membership? Voluntary membership. The membership of a cooperative society is voluntary. A person is free to join a cooperative society, no compulsion at all. Others are not forcing them. So, there is no compulsion. If someone wants to join and he is happy with the all other members and with the working condition of cooperative society, then he can be a member in the cooperative society. That is voluntary. So, without any force from other person. One can join in the cooperative society. A person is free to join a cooperative society and can also leave any time as per his desire. Whenever he wants to stop working with the cooperative society, or he wants to go away from the cooperative society, then he can, of course, he can cancel his membership. That's all. He is willing to go away from the society. There cannot be any compulsion for him to join or quit a society. Anytime freely he can join or quit the society. That is what actually it means. Although procedurally a member is required to serve a notice before leaving. Also, if we check it with lawfully or procedurally, that is what the procedure. What is the procedure? If a member wants to quit the or cooperative society, then he has to submit a notice before leaving the society. There is no compulsion to remain a member. Okay, there is no compulsion at all. Whenever he wants, he can join, or whenever he wants, he can quit. So before quitting, he can put a notice. That is better. Membership is open to all. Anyone can join there, irrespective of their religion, caste and gender. So, male, female, or any caste or any religious people can also join in that society. Society is the function of a society is also better, because the welfare of the members is actually their goal. Then we can check what else the next point, legal status. What is the legal status of cooperative society? Registration of a cooperative society is compulsory, and it is compulsory. This accords a separate identity to the society which is distinct from its members. So, once the registration over, then that society get a special identity. So people can trust, more trust in the society will gain. The society can enter into contracts and hold property in its name. After registration, what is happening? The society gets a special identity and the society can enter into contracts and hold property in its name. The society can also purchase property in its name and sue and be sued by others in case what is happening, in case any legal procedures are there, then also the cooperative society can file the legal formalities or cases against others. Okay, so many benefits are there, and so many benefits are there. The members can also get more benefits from the cooperative society as a result of being a separate legal entity. It is not affected by the entry or exit of its members. As a result of being separate legal entity, these cooperative societies are having a separate legal entity and its members are having freedom to join or exist the society anytime. So lot of freedom is there. Then what is the limited liability? The liability of the members of a cooperative society is limited to the extent of the amount contributed by them as capital. The liability, what is the liability? The liability and responsibility. What else? What are they? Limited liability only. There are no much liability in cooperative society. The liability of the members of a cooperative society is limited to the extent of the amount contributed by them as capital. This defines the maximum risk that a member can be asked to bear. So, the people put some initial contribution in the as capital, that's all. So, that is what their liability and that is their limited liability. So many freedoms and benefits are there with the cooperative society. Cooperative society's registration must be there, that is mandatory and compulsory. Without registration, a cooperative society cannot act or work in the society. So, cooperative society's aim is to provide more better service to the people. Then what are the control? What the next point is, in a cooperative society the power to take decisions lie in the hands of an elected managing committee. Who is controlling the cooperative society? Who is controlling? Because the person who controls the cooperative society must be an elected person. So he must be in the managing committee. So who is managing this? In a cooperative society, the power to take decisions. So who can take the decisions? That decisions can be taken by an elected committee. That's all. The right to vote gives the members a chance to choose the members who will constitute the managing committee, and this lends the cooperative society a democratic character. So, in the cooperative society there is always a democratic character. The members can cast their vote and select their managing committee. That managing committee manages the day-to-day activities of cooperative society. So, the functions and of cooperative society is good and it is easy and simple. The society can be easily formed and there must be registration. A member can anytime join and quit the cooperative societies. So, societies are always working for the welfare of its members. Dear students, welcome to the business studies class. Now we are doing the cooperative society. So its merits we wanted to know. The cooperative society offers many benefits to its members. Some of the advantages of the cooperative form of organization are as follows. First one is equality in voting status. Equality in voting status. The principle of one man, one vote governs the cooperative society, irrespective of the amount of capital contribution by a member. Each member is entitled to equal voting rights. See, the cooperative society, there are so many members are there. So, all those members can can have the voting power. They have the voting power. There is an equality in voting status. Okay, so it is not connected with or it is actually irrespective of the amount of capital contribution by a member. So the person who deposited less amount, invested less amount, or the person who has invested more amount can also got the same level of voting power. So equality of voting status is there. One man, one vote. That is what actually the cooperative society says. That means every members of the cooperative society got voting power. That is what the speciality, the merit, main merit we can say, that is. Then the limited liability is there. There is no much liability for its members. The liability of members of a cooperative society is limited to the extent of their capital contribution. The personal assets of the members are therefore safe from being used to repay the business debts. So, in case the cooperative society creates or generates more debt, then the members own or personal assets need not to be invested to repay the business debts of that cooperative society. So, already they have invested the capital, the all members are there, they have to manage it, that is all. Their own personal assets need not to be invested in order to repay the debts of the society. Then what else? Another point is stable existence. Death, bankruptcy or insanity of the members do not affect continuity of a cooperative society. In case the cooperative society's secretary's death occur or any other problem, bankruptcy, etc., or insolvency or more debt, then what is, then there is this cooperative society's society need not to stop or closure need not to do. So, the members can select or elect another member and continue its activities. A society therefore operates unaffected by any change in the membership. The new members can join and they can continue it actually. The new member secretary will be elected there, then its usual work will go as usual. That is what. There is no need to stop or closure of the cooperative society. Don't need not to do that. Okay, this cooperative society can continue its day-to-day activities. That is what actually this paragraph says. Limited liability is there, stable existence. This cooperative society got stability in its day-to-day activities. It can continue. There is no need to thinking of closing its working. Economy in operations. What is the fourth point? Economy in operations. We can check. The members generally offer honorary service to the society. More people the honorary service. They are willing to offer better service to the society. That is why they formed this cooperative society. As the focus is on elimination of middlemen. What is the goal or focus of the cooperative society? Their goal is the elimination of middlemen. Middlemen actually exploit the common man. That is why we wanted to remove the middlemen. This helps in reducing cost. The customers or producer themselves are members of the society and hence the risk of bad debt is lower. The overall success of the cooperative society is possible because you know that more producers join and together they wanted to remove the middlemen and therefore they work together for the betterment of the society. So overall benefit would be there. So that is the success of cooperative society. Support from government. We can check what else. The benefits, the merits of the cooperative society is more. Now we are going to study about the support from the government. The government is also supporting such type of cooperation from the people, and when they come together and form the cooperative society, the government will support them. So the cooperative society exemplifies the idea of democracy. Actually what the cooperative societies are promoting democracy. Voting power is there, vote is there, and hence finds support from the government. So that is why the government is also encouraging such type of societies in our country. The government in the form of low taxes, cooperative societies get low taxes only. So they can also gain subsidies and low interest rates on loan. In case they take loan, then its interest is very less, because the government wants to promote such type of cooperative societies in the society. That is why. Now the fourth point is ease of formation. Ease of formation means it is easy to form. The cooperative society can be started with a minimum of 10 members. Minimum of 10 members. The registration procedure is simple, involving a few legal formalities. Very simple. Few legal formalities only you need to face, so that actually some people come together, especially around 10 people members can join together, and they can register this cooperative society. Its formation is governed by the provisions of Cooperative Societies Act 1912. That according to that act only we need to generate cooperative societies. Cooperative Societies Act 1912 is still going on. We can easily form a cooperative society. If similar minded people come together forward and form a society, they can register. Limitations. What are the limitations? Of course, until now we were studying about the merits of the cooperative society. Now we can check about the limitations. The cooperative form of organization suffers from the following limitations. What are the limitations of cooperative society? Limited resources are there. Resources of a cooperative society consists of capital contribution of the members with the limited means. See, if there is a union of more wealthy people, of course they can run a better cooperative society, but the members are not having much money for investment or capital, then what will happen? That cooperative society perform very less way only. So resources must be there. Resources of a cooperative society consist of capital contribution must be more, then only a society can work more better way. Okay, of course, with the limited resources also they can work, but more capital means more performance is there. The low rate of dividend offered on investment also acts as a different deterrent in attracting membership or more capital from the members. Cooperative societies, you know that actually they receive deposit from other members also. So then they needed to give more investment only when they can offer more better interest than any other commercial banks. Otherwise people will burst. Then next point is inefficiency in management. The members must be efficient to manage the cooperative society. Cooperative societies are unable to attract and employ expert managers because of their inability to pay them high salaries. In the initial stage what will happen? They cannot attract or they cannot employ, they cannot appoint any good managers who can manage the society better way. So that actually the performance of the society would be very weak. The members who offer honorary services on a voluntary basis are generally not professionally equipped to handle the management functions effectively. So in village, mainly in village or in any other cities, the cooperative societies, of course similar minded people are managing that. Most of the time the society cannot pay more amount to their staffs. In such cases what will happen? Their own members manage it voluntarily. So they take only very less amount as a salary. Those people are not professional people, so their management skill is also not very professional way. They are not efficient, they are not capable to manage the society's day-to-day activities properly. So all those can actually act as a staff. Their managerial staffs are not capable. Then we can say the lack of secrecy. Secrecy means secret. Okay, lack of secrecy is there. As a result of open discussions in the meetings of members as well as disclosure obligations as per the Societies Act 7, it is difficult to maintain. There is often the secrecy. So, they have to discuss each other, so that actually there is no secret, all members know what is happening in the society. Of course, all those that lack the secrecy, so the society is in profit loss or everything, people will come to know, all members will come to know, the members will of course discuss in their family, so that the society will come to know soon the cooperative societies day-to-day activities, okay, so that the village people or the other people in the cities will come to know about the secrecies of the cooperative society. In case there is a debt, then people will come to know, then more people will not invest money in the cooperative society. So, that can affect as a stumbling block. They have to the government of course promote cooperative societies, and they also offer many benefits to the cooperative societies. So, voting power is there, government is ready to give loan to the cooperative society, commercial banks are also ready to provide loans to the cooperative societies, but in very less interest rate they offer. Another thing is that actually these cooperative societies must maintain its details, especially the details of accounts. They have to maintain it properly, the accounts. Then auditing they need to do, auditing of accounts they need to, what profit, what expenditure, everything have to be cleared in that. Submission of accounts, interference in the functioning of the cooperative organization through the control exercised by the state cooperative departments, always monitor the functions of cooperative society. Their interference are there, interference always there. So, there is no that much freedom. They have to maintain the decorum properly, then only they can function very well. Otherwise, the state cooperative department will interfere, also negatively affects its freedom of operation. So, these are the points you need to remember. Government control is there through the state cooperative departments. All cooperative societies functions, day-to-day activities, etc. are being monitored by state cooperative departments. Then next point is differences of opinion. Of course, there is differences of opinion are there in cooperative society. Internal quarrels, you know that some people of course quarrel, debate, arguments, etc. will happen when people join together, especially they work together like a cooperative society, like that places. Internal quarrels arising as a result of contrary viewpoints may lead to difficulties in decision making, always there. In decision making, these cooperative societies are not a one-man show. More people are involved there, more active members are involved there, actively they are actually contributing, so that more discussion will take place, more viewpoints and more suggestions and comments would be there. So, the difficulties are there to take a decision. Personal interest may start to dominate the welfare motive, and the benefit of other members may take a back seat of personal gain is given preference by certain members. Certain members always you know that promote nepotism, their family members' job, their involvement, etc. would be there. They wanted to dominate the welfare motive, personal welfare motive, especially to their members. All those actually depromote the cooperative society's functions. It will lead to the back seat if personal gain is given preference by certain members. So, certain members dominance would be there, that will affect badly the cooperative society's day-to-day functions. So, what we wanted to maintain a decorum, and we must understand that the cooperative societies members are equal. They have to work together for the welfare of the society. That is why they formed together the cooperative society. The personal benefits should not be promoted in the cooperative societies. That is what the cooperative societies merits and demerits of persons who seek financial help in the form of loans. The aim of such societies is to protect the members from the exploitation of lenders. Some people they lend money. Of course, money lenders are in the society. They make more interest and they exploit the farmers who are illiterate people mainly, who charge high rates. These money lenders charge high rates of interest on loans. Such societies provide loans to members out of the amounts collected as capital and deposit from the members and charge low interest of rate. These type of credit cooperative societies provide capital to their members as well as to other farmers what they are doing, the members, and charge low rates of interest only. These type of cooperative societies charge, so that the farmers and their members can get more benefit, because you know that they are not charging more money as all those houses to their members as well as to help people with limited income to construct houses at a reasonable cost. What they do, they construct houses at a reasonable cost and sell to their members as well as in the other people in the society. The members of these societies consists of people who are desirous of installments, not the entire amount at a time. In installments they can pay. These societies construct flats or provide plots to members on which the members themselves can construct the houses as per their choice. There are two ways. Either the society will make the house and sell the houses to their members, or the society will provide the plot for making houses to their members. So, these two ways they are fulfilling the needs of their members. The cooperative housing societies, they create houses for their members, or for others can also available, okay, but they are providing an installment service. That is what, in installments they can pay the amount. So, dear students, we were doing about cooperative societies, various kinds of cooperative societies and various sections of cooperative societies we have studied. I trust you understood the merits and demerits of cooperative societies and its functions very well. So, I also trust you will read the chapter once more and understand a more better way. Dear students, welcome to the business studies class. Today we are going to study more about joint stock companies. Its features. The definition of a joint stock company highlights the following features of a company. It is an artificial person. A company is a creation of law and exists independent of its members. Like natural persons, a company is also like a natural person. A company can own property, incur debts, borrow things like a human being. A company can also do. Okay, it is just like a natural person. A company can own property, incur debts, borrow money, enter into contracts, sue and be sued. They can file case. Okay, that is what, sue and be sued, but unlike them, it cannot breathe, eat, run, talk and so on. It is called an artificial person. So, here in this paragraph you understood that the company is just like a natural person. So many activities it can also do. So, that is what this incorporation. A company acquires an identity distinct from its members. Its assets and liabilities are separate from those of its owners. The law does not recognize the business and owners to be one and the same. Here it says the separate legal entity. Company is a separate legal entity. From the day of its incorporation, a company acquires an identity. Company got its own identity distinct from its members. Its assets and liabilities are separate from those of its owners. So, of course, owners they can have their liabilities and they can have their assets, but companies assets and liabilities are what it says, its assets and liabilities are separate from those of its owners. Its owners separate. This is a separate liabilities the company got. Okay, the company got it is also just like a natural person. So it acquires its own identity. That is what this paragraph says. Now we can move on to the next point. It's a formation. What it says, the formation of a company is a time consuming. It is not an easy task. It will take time. Expensive and complicated process. There are so many procedures and legal formalities. It involves the preparation of several documents and compliance with several legal requirements before it can start functioning. So many legal procedures are there. That is what this paragraph says. Incorporation of companies is compulsory under the Companies Act. The companies must be incorporated under the Companies Act 2013 or any of the previous company law. As stated earlier, such companies which are incorporated under Companies Act 1956 or any company law shall be included in the list of companies. So now the companies can be formed only when it incorporated with the Companies Act 2013 or any of the previous companies law. Okay. So the formation of companies are not so easy. So many documents must be fulfilled and legal formalities must be completed before starting its functioning. So now we can check the fourth point, that is perpetual succession. A company being a creation of the law, procedures can be changed, then also no problem. So company can work or go ahead with its day-to-day activities. Then the fifth point is control. The management and control of the affairs of the company is undertaken by the board of directors. There must be board of directors, officials for running the business. For running the business, they need managers also. Who will appoint? This board of directors will appoint. The directors hold a position of immense significance as they are directly accountable to the shareholders for the working of the company. So directors, board of directors got much immense position. Their position is highly significant and important one. The shareholders, however, do not have the right to be involved in the day-to-day running of the business. Shareholders, there can be more shareholders, but what else? They cannot interfere with the day-to-day activities, but the directors, board of directors and the managers are running the business. Then we can see the liability. The liability of the members is limited to the extent of the capital contributed by them in a company. The liability of the members in a business setup like this type of joint companies, what is happening? The more members are there, their liability is limited. A little their claims, since it is the company and not the members that owes the debt. Since it is the company and not the members that owes the debt. Members' assets cannot be taken for the repaying the debts. The debts can be only taken from the company's assets. That's all. The members can be asked to contribute to the loss only to the extent of the unpaid amount of share held by them. Yes, of course, members can be asked. The company can take some money from the members in case the members can be asked to contribute to the loss in case only to the extent of the unpaid amount. If there is some unpaid amount is pending, cannot sign its name by itself. Therefore, every company is required to have its own seal which acts as official signature of the company. Every company or every organization also having their own seal. Any document which does not carry the common seal of the company is not binding on the company. If there is no seal on the documents, then it has no validity at all. So therefore, every company must have a seal. Risk bearing. What is the risk bearing? That is the 8th point you need to remember. The risk of losses in a company is borne by all the shareholders. In case the company get any losses, then shareholders must bear the losses. This is unlike the case of the sole proprietorship or partnership firm, where one or few persons respectively bear the losses. In sole partnership, sole proprietorship, we have already studied about the sole tradership or proprietorship we studied, or sole partnership we studied. Okay, so there what is happening, actually only one person is actually running, or sometimes partnership is also there. So they have to, those members have to repay the losses in case that occur. But here it is actually shareholders have to be answered or repaid the losses of the company. In the face of financial difficulties, all shareholders in a company have to contribute to the debts to the extent of their shares in the company's capital. That is what the point. The shareholders must be contributed the debts of the company. The risk of loss thus gets spread over a large number of shareholders. Here in a company, what is happening? More members are there, more shareholders are there. So it is easy to manage the debts of the company or losses of the company. The risk of loss thus gets spread over a large number of shareholders. More shareholders are there, so that their contribution will help the company to manage its debts or losses. So it is so easy. If we go for this sole proprietorship, what will happen? The loss of the such setup, such proprietorships organizations set up, their losses, who will pay? Only one person need to pay, because that is a sole proprietorship. One person is managing the business, so he has to be repaid the debt. So dear students, I trust you understood the point. I also trust you will go through the chapter and understand this part. Thank you so much.